I bought a player for £105 million. The transfer window got a little bit wilder since we've last met. I'll get you caught up on all the details. First, of course, outbounds. You knew about this one, although he went to a different place. Yep, Manchester City triggered his release fee before last episode. Once I finished recording, Real Madrid triggered his release fee, and he went there instead. So thanks, Karim, you didn't go to a rival. I will say, though, I have seen other Adiemis in this year's game. I don't think I've got the best one. So £74 million has more room to develop, in theory, but £74 million I don't think is actually horrific. He definitely could have been an over £100 million player eventually, but for the situation I was in, his release fee was value. And considering Lionel Messi was going to be playing ahead of him, probably, or he was going to be making Lionel Messi upset that he wasn't playing, one way or the other, good sale, really. And aside from loaning Arezzo and Kelleher out, there's no other major news other than selling Jeremy Boga for £20 million to Shakhtar. Just £20 million, no other faff on it. I will say, apart from his mentals, is he really actually that much worse than Adeyemi was there? Adeyemi's mentals are definitely better, but physicals and technicals, I think I underestimated Boga a little bit, but he was third choice, £20 million, good profit on a player that we brought in for nothing. And there are only two inbounds as well. First up, John Stones, the centre-back I teased last time round as my option for a fifth centre-back. He won't be with a fifth centre-back, obviously. He's moved people down the pecking order. John Stones is really rather good in Football Manager. Can't ignore the work rate, teamwork, all that jazz. Tackling is obviously great. 6'2", below my 6'5" requirement, obviously. It's not a requirement. It's just a thing that's happened. I don't really feel like I need to explain John Stones anymore. £30.5 million, just to be annoying. That was his transfer listing value from Manchester City. I don't fully understand it. Pretty much the rest of their entire squad was transfer listed for 80, 90, £100 million or more. John Stones, the outlier. John Stones is now the Newcastle player as a result. So that leaves the £105 million man. So let me just run through the process after John Stones was acquired. There were two positions I was looking at, really. If I was going to spend the remaining £100+ million I had in the bank thanks to Adeyemi, not been overly impressed by Luca Digne, and he is 31. So I was looking at left backs. I tried Alphonso Davies. He didn't want to join. Had a bid accepted, didn't want to join. Just signed a new contract or something. It was unfortunate timing. I looked around. In terms of improving on the attributes that Luca Digne has already, not that many players left in that ball pool of options. Theo Hernandez at Manchester United, £200 million price tag they put on him. That ain't happening either. So then I turned my attention to Nianzou. Now, Nianzou's great. He's very well-rounded. As good as his performances are, there's definitely a star player to play in that position somewhere in the world. And Joshua Kimmich was put on the transfer list by Bayern Munich for £68 million. I got there just a little bit too late. Manchester United had already sniffed him, and Manchester United got him. Although apparently, according to the transfer, it was a very close decision from Joshua. So, thanks, Josh. Thanks for that letdown. Which means the £105 million man is naturally Ruben Diaz. I did say the rest of those transfer listings by Manchester City were all £100 million there or thereabouts. Yeah. Not a left back. Not a defensive midfielder. I might be the only football manager in history to have overloaded himself in centre-back rather than striker. Let me just clarify by saying Sule annoyed me. That's why this happened. Sule didn't leave either. And if Sule had left, I would have kept that secret until now. Should say there's also £24 million if he plays 50. I couldn't even finish that sentence. If he plays 50 games, I have to pay another £24 million. I never signed Ruben Diaz when he was a wonder kid that was affordable before Manchester City got him. So naturally, I've now done it for £105 million after Manchester City has got him for a few years. I got there eventually. And funnily enough, I have bypassed the Champions League because we drew Dynamo, Red Star and RB Leipzig, which means, really, in terms of content, Leipzig is the only one of those three that I want to play. And they're the middle two. Dynamo first. Although I say that, we drew with Dynamo. They scored a stupid goal very early on. And by stupid goal, I mean Chesney literally kicked it to their striker. Yeah, 2 minutes in, then they just defended for the remainder of the game. We got the equaliser, which, frankly, I'll take at this point. But 2-2 against Chelsea, 4-1 against Leeds, 4-2 against Norwich, 3-1 against Wolves. We are in the goals. We are conceding every game as well, which is problematic. I reinstated Casteels for the Chelsea game. He conceded 2. He played against Leeds, conceded, what was frankly actually a wonder strike. After Casteels conceded twice in 2 games, I reinstated Chesney. He conceded 2 against Norwich, although one was actually a wonder goal again. And also a wonder goal against Wolves. We keep conceding long-range goals. It's weird. But Lionel Messi's off the mark. 2 goals, 1 against Norwich, 1 against Wolves. He's got assists as well. SMS also got off the mark against Norwich. The new guys are doing things. Also forgot to put Messi on penalties before Benacer took that one, so thankfully he did convert it. All that means is we are 6th. We play Manchester City now, who are 13th. And we're going to be playing them with their central defenders. Should just say, that's their kits. I actually quite like their kits. Considering Jurgen Klopp is their manager, I can't help but feel he's gone there to sabotage them. But the lineup will be Casteels in goal, Lamptey, Diaz, Stones, Digne, Nianzou, Milinkovic-Savic, Benacer, Lionel Messi as a trequartista. That seems to be his best role. I don't know why. Luis Diaz and Calvert-Lewin, although he has dropped to 3 stars in that position. I don't want Raumdeuter because that comes with the instruction to pass it shorter, and obviously Messi's good at passing. It's between that and the advanced playmaker, really. But the advanced playmaker comes with shoot less often, which he's also good at. So I feel like trequartista or inverted winger. In terms of instructions, inverted winger is actually trequartista with less instructions. So I think trequartista, roam from position, all that jazz, that works well for him, even though he's only regarded as 3 stars in it. It's a curious situation I find myself in there. And if I forgot to say it, Diaz and Calvert-Lewin up front. Now the problem is, we play Man UFC in the Carabao Cup. 2 days' time. Yeah, 1 day gap in between. I've also reinstated Casteels for this game because I am worried about Chesney. He's letting long-range goals in quite a lot. But don't feel too sorry about Manchester City. They did buy Vinicius Jr. for £101 million in the same transfer window. So whilst everyone else is trying to leave, they are still buying players. It's Manchester City on the ball to start with. Laporte and Salisu swapped over for some reason in their central defence, despite the fact that Laporte obviously is left-footed. Cancelo, though, on this right-hand side, still there. How Felix... It doesn't get to him. I think it got to John Stones. Ruben Diaz now lumps it forward just to How Cancelo. He's forgotten which side he's playing for. Yep, there we go. Of course, Diaz and Cancelo, also Portuguese teammates, so it's extra confusing for him, I imagine. But Cancelo just runs through, has a shot, which is well saved, and the resulting corner over from Laporte. Of course, with Ruben Diaz and John Stones in central defence, they're 6'1" and 6'2". They're not quite as towering as Tyrone Mings and Soulé, who are both 6'5". So corners are now aiming at SMS, who is 6'3", with good heading ability. Cancelo now on the ball, though. That's an interesting ball. And I'm furious that's gone in. It's Lamptey's misheader. He's 5'5" game. I'm not expecting him to win headers. So when Cancelo does something as ridiculous as this, I mean, has he got out the sand wedge? What's happened there? I mean, I'm not sure that's physically capable. Like, just the rules of physics, I'm pretty certain, deny that being a possibility in real life. Yeah, can we press Cancelo, please? Because he is just sort of wandering through our team somewhat. Diaz is available on this left-hand side if you don't just run into De Bruyne for no reason. We are doing absolutely nothing in this game, although Luis Diaz with a corner. Nianzou is there. Nianzou has scored. He's not meant to be the recipient of corners, but he's put it in nonetheless. Who said near-post corners were nerfed? Where is SMS? Because he should be here. It's Nianzou for some reason. SMS is there. Those two are swapped over for some reason. Oh well, he's occupied the keeper. That was our first shot on target. Casteels gives it to Lamptey, who will run. No, Messi. Well, I mean, Messi's trying to run, bless him. Calvert-Lewin. That was weirdly patronising. SMS to Luis Diaz. Back to Calvert-Lewin. Lovely play here. Although, just ricochets to Edison eventually. John Stones brings it down. John Stones finds his teammate. Not them. John Stones. Back to Nianzou. You can see Nianzou dropping back into that back two again. As the halfback should. Casteels. Stones. Chance to move forward a little bit for Stones. Maybe Benacer. We are being pressed, but Calvert-Lewin has found the gap and converts. The Everton team, or the former Everton teammates, combine. Calm, collected, finds the pass, finds the break. Wonderful work. Past Edison. 5 goals for Calvert-Lewin already. It's, yeah, he started well. Further compounding the ridiculousness of the fact he did not start for England in the Euros. I don't know how Harry Kane's getting on. He was demanding to leave as well, because Tottenham are rubbish. He's still there, but West Ham are beating Liverpool, which is actually a bit of a turn up for the books because they have been dominant. You may have just caught it very briefly, but Arsenal, Man UFC and Liverpool both have, they all have, I think it's 16 plus goal difference after 5 games. Arsenal beat Sheffield United 8-1. It's been a, wow, that's, whew. If SMS had achieved what he was attempting there, that would have been sensational. Why are Manchester City absolutely obliterated? Or did they have the Europa League on the Thursday? Which is probably why we're playing on Sunday, but doesn't help us in the Carabao Cup in 2 days' time. Keep working hard, guys. Keep working hard. Messi's on the 6.6. Luis Diaz is having a good game, though, this time. They sort of alternate as well. That's something I've noticed. West Ham are 2-0 up now. West Ham started strong last year as well, I seem to remember. Pretty soon they went unbeaten in their first 6 games last year. Well, I mean, by unbeaten, I mean they won their first 6 games last year. Ultimately finished 6th, which wasn't terrible. Luis Diaz, charging forward now, finds Benacer, who wasn't really paying attention again. That seems to be a trade to Benacer. Not the first time I've seen him do that, and not the first time you've seen him do that. Just not pay attention and get the ball tackled from behind. Benacer re-intercepts, though. John Stones. Nice footwork. Gets it to Diaz. Sergey. I don't know why I called him by his first name there. Salisu punts that ball forward. Vinicius Jr. will get there first, despite Tao Lamptey's inherent speed. Bernardo Silva at the back post, unmarked. It's Grealish who gets through. Right, this back post situation needs to be sorted out. You've fixed near post corners, SI. Can we please fix back post? And the fact that nobody marks them. Ever. Who is that player? It's Digne. Right, buddy, old pal. Digne, I need you to mark Bernardo Silva. Well, that tells you everything there, doesn't it? Mark specific position. AMR. Guess where Bernardo Silva's playing? SI, can you please fix this? If I tell them to mark a player, can you actually make them mark them for Christ's sake? I'll do it specifically in this match just to see if that changes things, but he is playing in the position that he's been told to mark. I'd understand if they're playing 4-4-2 because that confuses the game if they play just regular midfielder rights rather than attacking midfielder rights, but Lamptey's on a 6. Oh, despite the contract issue with Sule, he's kind of just neutral as a morale right now. Like, he gets over things really quickly because he already had this contract issue at the beginning of the transfer window, and then he was fine by the time he got to the Community Shield. I'm bringing Sule on a run by the way, while Mbabu's being a moody sod. It's probably my way around to getting them all game time. Messi's coming off. He's not had a good game. Coco on, and Luis Diaz is tied. Benacer is tied. Benacer's not had a greatest one either, so Willock on. Vinicius Jr. puts Sterling through, and this is probably the winner for them because, yep. Right, where is Digne? Right, guys. Okay, you actually are meant to be marking him. I thought the game might have had a communication error there because Silva came off for Sterling, but no, it did actually automatically replace the player in the marking list. That's good for the game, I guess. Edison, I think that used to be a problem. If they took off a player that you've been specifically marking, it wouldn't actually make them mark the replacement. So good to know that's been fixed. Sterling again. Obviously now the right back is through, and I don't really know why the right back is Ferland Mendy because he's a left back, but never mind. Willian. Not that one, presumably. Rodri on the edge of the box. I mean, I did consider you for the halfback role, but he's not good at the halfback role. Their central defenders are absolutely knackered. Can we target them, please? Go for it. I mean, 4-2-3-2 doesn't make a huge deal of difference. Castiles well holds that one, apparently. Diaz. Where's West Ham go 3-0 up over Liverpool as well? Where's the defensive solidity that we had last year? Like, just in general. Like in fairness, the first half of the season I was slightly concerned about the rate that Castiles was conceding goals, but it was like one a game. It was just like consolation goals every single game, pretty much. There's an equaliser. It's being called back. I didn't think that one was offside. I'm pretty certain it's counted. We're not seeing the box, but I didn't think this one was offside. Pretty certain he was on there. Actually looked more off on the replay, weirdly, but it might have been the left back playing him on. Just check now with the lines, and it is not actually. It is this defender, Laporte, I think it is. We definitely have not been at our best today. We've created similar levels of chances, but we've only had 6 shots on target to their 13. As there's 5 minutes of injury time and we've played on attacking. Luis Diaz is for some reason demotivated by me saying I'm disappointed with a 3-3. Still unbeaten, is worth saying as well. Yeah, Liverpool have obviously just lost 3 goals there, but 13, 16, 18 for them 3. Liverpool's was 16 after 4 games played. Just the casual 48 games without losing now, blimey. What's the record? We are favourites for this. I'm not going to focus on the game too much because I understand this is already a bit of a chocolate block episode, but I will actually even send the assistant to this press conference. Although I think it had a feature of a player question, which might have been a mistake. Good, we can try. Thanks, Dennis. All right, those are 3 very important people. I do wonder, though, with Diaz arriving, whether that will change Soule's demands. He just lied to them. I did offer him a new contract at the end of the year. Team leader sorted. And I actually do think Soule will get over it in a few weeks' time. Seems to be the trend with him. But yeah, ideally, I'd play Diaz and Soule. One thing I did forget to mention is John Stones did agree to be a squad player. So, in theory, he should be a backup. I need to obviously make Tyrone Mings agree to be a backup as well. His contract is still star player from when we signed him. Right, so I'm going to rotate a fair hefty amount here, and he only gets 7 subs, of course, as well. So Chesney, Simicast, Mings, Diaz, who's actually good enough to play again, surprisingly. Soule right back. Toussaint, Winks, Willock, Saint-Maximin, Makoko, and Sesko up front. The bench is looking quite tired, but the alternates, not great. I mean, I might play Anel over Diaz, or Soule over Diaz, and just play Mbabu, regardless. We'll do that. I don't think it swapped Diaz. I just noticed it. It did not. I feel like I've just been played by Conte because his press conference said he'd rotate. I don't think he has. Yeah, they're not rotated at all, have they? Blimey. Yeah, they signed Rice for 70 million at the start of this transfer window, and then they got Kimmich at the end of it when he was transfer listed. I'm intrigued to see how that one plays out. Seemingly so far, it's because they're playing 3 in the middle. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to commentate over this as if it's a full match. I'll just probably bring you the goals mostly, just because obviously we've all has to have just because obviously we've also had like the transfer news, although this might be a goal because Saint-Maximin's found himself in a good position. Back post, Sesko's there. It's almost De Gea into the goal. Little bit surprised Manchester United actually did go full strength for a secondary competition. Or tertiary competition, really. It's the Carabao Cup. Mbabu, right hand side. I've started commentating over this, so I'll continue. Winks. There's not been a lot happen anyway. Saint-Maximin, nearly. Newcastle are in their groove. We haven't scored, though. Good ball across has found Moukoko. If he can do something with it. I'm concerned both my centre-back and left-back are booked, but Mbabu now. We'll deal with that in the second half, I imagine. Winks, probably back to Mbabu. Good ball across. Did he Rabona that? Unnecessary for Mbabu, but I appreciate it all the same. Flooding first half. And of course, going into the second half, we're pretty much in a position where any substitution we make strengthens the team. Moukoko on a 6.3 is a very likely candidate. But yeah, Messi isn't really that much less tired than Moukoko is, although he has just dipped. 20 minutes of Messi magic? Sure, why not? He has dragged himself back up to a 6.5, though, rating-wise. Wilkes had a good game, but he is also the next most tired. So we'll bring those two on for the last 20. Although we didn't confirm it for about 7 minutes there, so never mind. Hate it when it does that. Man UFC with a free kick. Don't see many of these go in, but Kimmich standing over it. I am worried about it, though. They're not doing some kind of weird nonsense thingy with it, as they have been for the remainder of this game. They've had some weird free kick tactics. But anyway, 5 minutes to go. We'll just commentate normally now. Winks, Sesko, any highlight could be the winning highlight. De Gea gathers that relatively easily. That was not a great ball, let's be real. Simicast still booked on a 6.6. He's one of the least tired players, though. Mings gathers that. Woeful punt up the pitch from De Gea. Saint-Maximin now back to Simicast temporarily. And we're probably going to move it across. Here's Mbabu. Mbabu can find Winks, who finds Messi. That's a weird combination. Was never ever thought I was going to be in a position to say Winks to Messi. 2-star Winks. He's gone for it. It's a Saint-Maximin on the corner. Tyrone Mings should be attacking this, I think. No, it's 2-star there. Of course it's 2-star, because it's meant to be Nianzao normally. Again, forgot to fix that. Shouldn't be Nianzao anyway. Protect the Simicast booking and bring Dini on for the last few. And that seemed to cancel a highlight of some description. This goes straight to penalties. Grimsby held Crystal Palace to penalties. I actually think Winks 4th. Oh, I did that wrong way around, of course. We'll go Messi 2nd. Saint-Maximin 3rd. Winks 4th. I like composure 4th. Dini and Chesney are really composed, but terrible at penalties. I do appreciate this line, the fact that the least composed player is 11, and then he goes to 13. Feel like we've done all right there. And then Sesko 5th, and after that we'll just do it in order. We have home advantage. I'm not sure that makes a difference in penalties. Let's give them some confidence. So Benacer steps up first. Puts it past De Gea. I don't know how good De Gea's got on penalties in game. He's actually gotten a little bit better in real life, notably. Rice puts that one away. That was a weird penalty. But Messi stepping up in the Newcastle shirt to take a penalty. Why is it always the best penalty takers? Messi, one of the best penalty takers in the world, against De Gea, one of the worst penalty savers in the world, and of course they missed. Thankfully they missed as well. Well, actually, say they missed. It was a good save by Chesney's in goal. Good save by Chesney. Saint-Maximin, no issue from Saint-Maximin, just buries it. Jovic steps up. Chesney, relatively big presence in goal as well is Chesney. They've scored. They feel like he's definitely not a starting striker for them. Winks, with all his composure, buries it. That's what I wanted from the 4th penalty taker. I always feel like I often feel like the 4th penalty taker is often the most crucial penalty taker. Sod the time. They've scored their penalty. Also, this match has just decided. The fact that you were trying to, lessen the time frame on this episode. Now, we're not going to bother with that. Here's the penalty shootout. Sesko, never mind. I think he hit the post. I don't think it was even a save. Maybe we should have left Winks 5th. Right, it's all on you, Chesney. Karsdorp, who I think is a striker. Well, Chesney didn't even move, so never mind. Oh, Carabao Cup's off for this year. I think that's the first penalty shoot I've had in FM22. Yeah, I can feel somewhat aggrieved by that. Bloody hell, look at that XG. I mean, I'm not going to say I expect you to see all in training tomorrow. You played 2 games in 3 days. It's unacceptable. Sesko's demotivated. Well, you should have scored, buddy. Am I going crazy with all the positions wrong there in that team talk? Sorry, 10-man UFC. Did they have a player... Fernandes went off for the last 10 minutes. Sheffield United keep having players sent off. They had 2 sent off against Manchester United, to which they lost 7-0. Sheffield United have had a weird time in the Premier League. I know this is already overrunning. Love their kids. But they're doing all right because they went unbeaten in the first 3. But then they lost 7-0, 3-1, 1-1. Oh, the 8-1 wasn't them. Yeah, they lost 7-0 to Man UFC. Who did Arsenal beat 8-1 then? Bournemouth. That was it. I knew it was a promoted team. And then Liverpool smacked someone as well. They've got new sponsors. I like their away kit. Brighton. They beat Brighton 7-0. They also beat Bournemouth. They also beat Bournemouth 5-0. So they've had a fun time of things as well. Also, just because you didn't see it front, yeah, they got a new sponsor. I thought it was fun. I'll bring you back for a Leipzig match. I presume, whilst there's not really a big name team either side of them, we will be doing Leipzig and probably Brighton. Although it could be fun to play against a newly promoted side in an episode you don't really get that very often this far into a save. So we'll see. We'll see which way I kind of fancy it. Until then, thank you for watching. I don't know why I said that so aggressively. Until next time, ta-ra.